Okay guys, so here it goes. This is a quick mini episode. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about motorcycle gear. A lot of you who come to my channel and who I invite to the channel are new riders. People who I've talked to before are newer riders and just have questions about what kind of gear you need versus gear you want. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. So I hope this message resonates with you, and here we go.
Okay guys, so one of the biggest questions I get asked when I'm riding isn't truly about the bike. And the thing about that I found kind of crazy is, like, wouldn't people ask more questions about the bike? But I mean, they do talk about the bike. I'm not gonna lie, they ask questions, they wonder what it is, how much power it has, and whatnot. But the thing they ask about most when they're new riders, and this is why I want to make this video, is for all you new riders, just like the last video I made, isn't what's sitting in front of you when you're riding. It's what you're wearing when you're riding. And I mean, the first thing I bought was this helmet. Great helmet, wonderful uses, and I found that it was phenomenal as a helmet. It's comfortable, it's great on long rides. I mean, internal sun visor, and then you got the shield that locks over here. I don't usually lock it just because I don't need to, but hey, it does, so I guess that's an added bonus. You got the quick release up here for the sun visor. You got your vent down here. You got your vents back here. And I mean, it's a great helmet. You can check out the full review of the helmet in a different video, and I'll post that link in an annotation right up there. So not a big deal to talk about the helmet too much, but helmet's the big thing I bought. Now this helmet, and I got some flack for this, was on sale for about $190. When I was getting sponsored for my car, that no longer is mine because it got totaled, but whole other story there. When that got totaled, I still had a sponsorship, and I was like, hey, I want to start getting into bikes. So I mean, no big deal, right? But when I got into bikes, I was like, okay, I need a helmet. Said to my sponsors, hey, this helmet's on sale, I'd like to get a little bit more of a discount. I ended up getting this helmet for about $110, and then did the decals on the sides, the tops, and a little bit on the back, just because, I mean, I love Top Gun, so hey, why not, right? So when I did all that, I realized, okay, so this helmet cost me about $200. Good price for a starter helmet. So that was $200 right there, and I'll keep a running total at the end for all the money I spent on the gear. These gloves, I mean, I love these gloves. So these gloves are perfect. They got everything I need, enough grip in the palms, and then easy to slip off in text. Obviously not when I'm riding. You'll never see that in a video. You'll never see me doing that. It's only when I'm about to start going and I need to text my fiance or someone and just be like, hey, going for a ride, I'll text you when I can. So I mean, hey, they're easy to slip on and off. I didn't get the ones that go up to here, simply because, number one, they're more expensive, and number two, for the right deal, you can get these for about $5 to $10. Normally, these O'Neill racing gloves, they're made for motocross, but hey, not what I was focusing on. I was focusing on getting a pair of gloves that would work when I first started riding. Obviously, you don't need gloves, but hey, for $5, I had no complaints. So I mean, when it comes down to gear, the things I spent the most money on weren't the gloves. I didn't buy a jacket simply because I didn't feel the need to yet. When I first started riding, my buddy told me, hey, best thing you can do is spend the money here. The rest of it will come eventually. Because if you spend all the money on the gear, you're not going to have enough money to buy the bike. And I mean, yeah, you can get cheap gear, but a cheap jacket isn't going to be ventilated properly. It's not going to be good in the summer. you're not going to have fun with it, and it's going to be stiff or it's not going to bend properly. I mean, a good jacket goes for about $250. When that $250 could then go into that bike, and you have another $250 to spend on your first bike. Personally, I'd rather spend money on the bike than on the jacket because, as you've seen in all my videos, I wear hoodies. And the reason I wear hoodies is because they're so much more comfortable when you're first learning how to ride. I put Under Armour under mine when it's cold out, and then a t-shirt under it when it's warm out. I never ride in a t-shirt. You'll never see me ride in a t-shirt without long sleeves on, because, I mean, God forbid anything ever were to happen, I would never want it to happen. Simple as that. I would never want to get scraped up. I would rather ruin a hoodie than ruin my skin. That's what it comes down to. Same with jeans. Jeans are replaceable. And I'm not going to spend $100 to $200 on riding jeans or riding pants. If I'm not wearing jeans, and if I'm like going to work, I'll wear some roller hockey pants that I had from when I was playing roller hockey more. And what that came down to was the fact that they were great coveralls, basically. I mean, they cover literally the whole leg. They're a little baggy, so you get the ventilation. They have holes. They have a few holes in them for the air to go through when it's really hot out, so it works. Excuse me. So in the summer months, you're good to go. In the fall, sometimes I'll wear not really long john, but more compression shorts or compression pants, just to kind of keep the heat inside the jeans, so that way I can still ride even when it's like 50 degrees out, 40 degrees out, and it's still beautiful like it is out today. I mean, hey, who wouldn't go riding during this day? Come on. If you're gonna tell me that you would not go riding on a beautiful day like this, typically I don't care what the temperature is, because when it comes down to it, I'm gonna go riding whenever I can. So again, helmet, gloves, hoodie, normal jeans, no issues. The one thing I did spend money on, and I'm so glad I did, were the shoes. And you guys probably can't see it from over there, but if you look, so you have this strap that keeps the ties perfect. And I mean, when I say perfect, they're perfectly onto the shoe, they're good to go. I've got this to protect my foot from any rocks that might pop up. This right here is for the clutch. And then on this one, you have it, you're not going to use it as much because, I mean, you're braking, so you're pushing down on that brake, you're not really pulling up on it. I mean, wouldn't do anything, but laces are easy to use, and it's pretty high. It's above my ankle. My ankle's right about here. So, I mean, they're pretty high up, and they definitely have a nice coverage. Sorry. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, you can tell that the gear is not where you want to spend a whole lot of money. And that's basically it. So, I mean, all in all, what happens when you go to buy your first bike is simply that you want a bike that is just perfect for you. And I'm going to talk about that in another video that's going to come out in a week or so. And it's all about what you should do for your first bike. Personally, I wouldn't go spending $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on a first bike. That's just me. I wouldn't go lease a first bike, or not lease, but make payments on a first bike. I would try to do it all in cash. And the reason for that is because you never want to be afraid of your bike. You never want to think to yourself, hey, if I dump this bike, I still have payments on it. I mean, and I would never think that to myself, because, hey, you're just inviting issues. But in all honesty, I've known people to say that's always been a thought in the back of my mind. So I'm just being honest with you. I'm just being honest with the fact that people have said that, and that they do realize that as an issue of their first bike. Now personally, I don't want to get too much into it because I will get into it more in a different video, but when it comes down to it, save the money on the gear, get the necessities. So your helmet, your gloves, and your shoes, those are the necessities. Riding shoes, of course you could get away with using boots or just normal shoes, but why? If it's going to protect your foot a lot more, and if it's going to have the support you need for that clutch, I mean, it's going to wear out your shoe eventually. So I would rather buy something that won't wear out my shoe because it's built to not wear out, than get another shoe that, hey, there could be issues down the line. So that's it for today. That's all I'm really going to talk about today. So when it comes down to it, get a bike that you like, get a bike that's good, and make sure that you get the gear that you need, not the gear you want. Get the gear you need, not the gear you want. Sound good? Awesome. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.